Okay, you guys are gonna laugh when you see this because of just how insane it is, but the more you think about it, the more you realize how obvious it was. So, I don't know if you saw the sad news, but the QMC2 author, the front end author, he actually died recently, and yeah, I mean, basically, in the past couple of years, that's two front end authors that have croaked. The emulator guy, died, and yeah, now the QMC2 author, and I don't know, I some for whatever reason that got me thinking about just front ends in general, and also with Final Fight, I was working on adding a feature to allow you to choose the RetroArch shader while you were inside the game, so you didn't have to do the path. And as I was coding that, I was thinking about it, and I was like, I've already written a font layout system. I've already written a renderer. I've already written the code to traverse the file system. Without realizing, I was like, you know what? I already wrote a front end, and then I had the inspiration, to say like, well, okay, so with Big Blue front end, I basically made, I turned a front end, basically into, a game, right? And then I thought, well, like, what if I go the other way? What if I turn a game into a front end? And you can see the result of this. So basically, what this does is it leverages all of the things that I've built. So I had endless stages in Final Fight. I had a font layout system in Final Fight. So I said, well, what if I just do something? I just rig something so that the game plays itself with the three heroes in the background, and I just randomly load one of the endless stages, in the background to let it play. But then over that, I can actually display the front end list using my font layout system. And actually, what I have here is it's actually compatible with the Big Blue list XML files. So you can actually use the Big Blue configuration utility to set up the game list for this. And if you really think about it, this solves so many problems. So it'll endlessly play itself, right? And so you have a built-in screensaver. Even if you're using a CRT or an OLED display or whatever, it's going to be pretty burn-in resilient because it's always going to be scrolling, and there's always going to be movement. Because it's an actual, 240p video game, if you put this on a GroovyMame setup, you'll actually get a native resolution, 240p front end. And you'll notice there that the game list faded out. So whereas in the Final Fight game, when you don't play, it idles you out and kills the character. In this one, when it idles out, it just hides the front end list. So if I press the button on my gamepad here, see, it brings the list back. So it just kind of solves all these problems. And really, like, the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? I don't want to fuck around with thumbnails and videos and like other stupid shit. I just want to play the fucking games. And in a way, I mean, I kind of like how simple this makes it, because it's like there are no images, there are no videos, there is no bullshit. And I can just straight up output this on any kind of display and get the native resolution. You can see with the game list too, so that there's contrast. I'm actually like overdrawing the Final Fight fonts, to give you, an outline of all of the, the glyphs there, so that there's contrast. But yeah, so it just solves all the problems. And what's so great about this is, now that I have the framework for this all kind of set up, when I'm done with Samurai Showdown 2, oh yeah, by the way, I'm calling this Final Fight OS. So, and it uses the same assets as Final Fight, so in future versions of Final Fight, you're going to see a binary in there, called, Final Fight OS, and that's what it is, basically just a, basically freebie front end. But so when I'm done with Samurai Showdown 2, it's going to be very trivial to essentially do the same thing, so that I can make, a Samurai Showdown OS, and that one will be the computer playing itself, with a front end using the Samurai Showdown 2 fonts overlaid, with all the nice Samurai Showdown 2 backgrounds, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's just, I mean, like I said, in a way, I mean, this is like, it's like the ultimate screensaver. Like, it's like it's like it is the game. I mean, like, this is the Final Fight game. I mean, to the extent that, all the features that you get with Final Fight you get with this. I mean, for example, like, how many front ends let you use fucking CRT Royale? Because you have a native resolution, front end here. And so, yeah, I mean, all the features are in there. I mean, even, like, like the rotation shit, if you want to. See, just because it is the game. I mean, it truly is the Final Fight game. I think it's pretty cool. And just like an actual demo here. Even though it's like, what is there really to see? I can launch Samurai Showdown 2.
島原の矜持よりいざ尋常に
Yes, you'll notice that, you get out of here. But you'll notice that, like, it loads up at one of the random endless levels every time you play a game, and so it kind of keeps it fresh. Like, every time you exit a game, you'll get basically a random Final Fight endless stage, and so the analogous behavior there with Samurai Showdown 2 would just be like, you'll pick one of the random stages, pick two random characters, and just have the computer fight itself. So, but yeah, I think this is pretty cool though. There are a few things to iterate on, but I mean the behavior is already there. I mean isn't it kind of comical how, like, it just kind of amuses me because you have like these piece of shit programs like Hyperspin that like chug, when just basically running like a some flash files effectively, right? I mean, this, you're literally running a fucking 144 hertz game in real time with, random behavior that'll always be different. And it, it just doesn't matter because that's how fucking fast computers are. So all the Big Blue list features, like the nested list and, the, folders that read from your file system, whatever you want to do. It's all the same as Big Blue. Actually, this game list logic actually improved it a little bit, but it's basically the same. So yeah, it's pretty cool. All I really have to do at this point is there are like a couple of glyphs that the original Final Fight graphics didn't have for the large bold font. That I might want to add, but other than that, though, it's pretty decent. So yeah, so in the next Final Fight release, this should appear somewhere in there, and you can fiddle around with that, if you if you want to. So yeah, I'm just illustrating, just loading the random stages. I'm probably gonna put in like a little fade out transition effect too when you load up a game, but yeah, I mean here's the thing too, like, and you ain't gonna believe this, but I mean seriously, this only took like an hour because really, like, I had already written all this stuff. It was just a matter of piecing it together because all this code basically existed. And so so it really just kind of shows you just how nice all that is. I mean effectively all of these different features that I built into the game just made this trivially possible to implement. Oh, and you know what? Wait a minute. I need to punctuate this shit. If I go into wow, that's fresh.